General Fund reporting for duty. Welcome. Today I'm going to begin a series on the Avalon Hill board game 1776. It is a hexagonal game from the 70s, and it is known for being very complicated. Luckily, in the case of this game, it's not too bad. You just have to be careful to reference what all the squares mean, because everything on here is just a square. The particular scenario that I'm doing is the Yorktown campaign, and this is when, after the brilliant campaign of Nathaniel Greene in South Carolina and North Carolina and guerrilla actions, the army of General Cornwallis had been beaten up enough that they wanted to withdraw to Yorktown, where they had a naval base, and they were going to load up here, and they were going to travel, I believe, to New York. And because of Nathaniel Greene's actions, they were trying to make their way there, and this allowed Washington to create a trap using the French fleet, which arrived to the surprise of the English, and the colonists knew that this was coming. Okay, as you'll see on the board, there are these counters that say com. They are what's called commerce counters, and the commerce counters are the objective of the British player. So they want to, if they move a unit onto the same hexagon as the commerce counter without any Continental Army or rebel militia forces, then that commerce counter is destroyed. And if they destroy all four, they win the scenario. Okay, I'll kind of go over the pieces briefly. This is your standard military regular for the British Army. The first number is their strength, their second is their movement. These are supply, which are necessary for a full strength attack, and have to be used to make an attack during the winter, which is the time that we are currently in. Some of the other counters on here. This is a magazine, which can be created on the map. It's a supply that never goes away. These are canoes that can be used to transport units up and down rivers and in certain coastal hexes. And I've got a sheet that I can double check on that, on where they can move. These are the galley boats, transport and military boats for the British. This is the Tory militia, and they have regulars, which are this symbol, and then these are dragoons, which are mounted cavalry that would ride to a battle and then dismount to fight dismounted. A little historical context on the dragoons that operated in the Southern theater. There was a movie out called The Patriot, and it's not the most accurate movie in the world, but it did feature a character that existed in real life. His name was Tarleton, and he was a commander of this Tory militia, and his nickname was the Butcher because he was known for no quarter. So the cavalry would ride up on these guys. They would try to put their arms up, and they would just kill them. Later in the war, there would be a battle involving the Tory militia and the rebel militia in the Blue Ridge Mountains. This particular area that goes absolutely terrible for the Tories, and the battle cry for that particular battle was Tarleton's Quarter, which meant no mercy for those people that tried to get up there and take out their homes. So a little historical perspective, and we'll go ahead and get started with our first turn here. Okay, this is the British player's turn. Based upon his location and the disposition of the rebel and militia forces, for the time being, the British player is going to keep his forces right here, and we're going to go ahead and dig in, fortify, and just wait for more reinforcements, because we know the schedule, and we know that we have reinforcements coming every month starting in April. So British player is just going to fortify in his turn. Okay, so this is the colonial player's turn. The colonial player is at a fort in Baltimore, which is a great place to be to defend. But if the commerce counters are taken, the scenario is lost. So they're going to attempt to move to a position where they can defend one of the commerce counters. So to move, I have to trace a path to where I'm going to try to go. In this turn, I'm going to try to get to Alexandria, and I have to watch as I move through these hexes, as I count the movements. All right, so I was able to move from Baltimore to Alexandria with 4 movement. I do have 4 movement yet left, but that would leave me kind of hanging out in the open without a place to fortify or make a good stand. So I'm just going to end my turn there.
Please subscribe to General Fund for less dishonor.